Ivy gourd is a tropical plant which is native to parts of Africa and Asia. In this video, I'll show you how to start and grow this plant in colder North American climate. This is a perennial tropical plant and won't survive the freeze of USDA zone 7 or below. So I'll also show how to preserve this plant during the cold winter months. Ivy gourd is a member of the cucumber family. It is primarily grown for its 2-inch long fruit. The young leaves of the ivy gourd are also edible. It is native to the Indian subcontinent and is usually grown as a vegetable in subtropical and tropical climate. It goes with many names across different regions of the world. There are two methods to start a new ivy gourd plant. First one is by seeds and the other is by stem cuttings. In this video we will see how to start a new plant from stem cuttings. All you need is a semi-hardwood cutting from a stem of a healthy ivy gourd plant. When you cut the stem, one thing to remember and note is the end of the stem that was closer to the ground. When I cut this stem from the mother plant, I marked the bottom end with some dirt. We have to make sure that when we plant the individual cutting, the thicker end is planted in the ground for successful result. The cutting should be 6 to 8 inches long and shall have at least 2 nodes. To help us to distinguish the bottom end, we will be cutting the bottom end closer to the node. This way we know which is the bottom end and which one is the free end. You should plant the cuttings directly into the soil, but for demonstration purposes, I'll put them in a bottle of water so that we can see the growth. Again, we have to make sure that the bottom end is planted in the ground or water for successful result. In almost a week, you can see the roots developing and new bud pop up. In a little over 2 weeks, new leaves have started to come. In 3 weeks, the leaves are pretty strong, and as you see, all 3 of our cuttings have successfully propagated. As you see, the roots have come from the lower node and the leaves from the upper node. You can now plant this into the soil. These plants are 2 to 3 years old. We plant them in a pot primarily to save the plant during winter. Select a decent sized pot and you could use potting mix or a mixture of coco coir and compost. The important thing is to make sure to drill some big holes in the bottom of the pot. This is for the roots to go from the pot to the ground below. Choose a sunny location and some afternoon shade is good for this plant. Install a climbing fence for the vines to climb and grow. Water it regularly and it will grow very aggressively. For a new plant, around 3 months after planting, it will start to produce fruits and flowers. For a mature plant, the fruits will produce as soon as the weather gets warm. Throughout the growing season, feed the plant occasionally with potassium-rich fertilizer. Fruit production is at such a good rate that you will have to harvest it daily. Ivy gourd fruits are usually harvested young when the fruits are firm, crunchy and around 1.5 to 2 inches in size. It is a low maintenance plant and does not require much care. Usually the ivy gourd is a tough and strong climbing vegetable that doesn't get affected by any serious pests and diseases. Make sure that you provide new support for the plants to grow. As you see, one fruit is produced next to each leaf. In Northeast United States, the growing season is from May to October. As the weather gets cooler, the plant stops growing. The plant will not survive the frost, so it is time to save the plant by taking these plants indoor. Prune the plant by leaving only 3 to 4 feet of thick bottom stem. This is the main reason why we have to plant these in pots so that we can transfer them indoors. Make sure that the pots are not too large, else it will be hard to carry them. Cut the roots from the bottom of the pot. Thick roots manage to grow out of the pots to the ground underneath. Only due to the roots being able to go into the ground can these plants grow this big. Don't worry, cutting these roots will not kill the plant. Again, don't prune the stems too close to the base. Leave at least 3 to 4 feet of thick bottom stem. Now store these plants indoor in a warm, dry place. There is no need to keep it near a window. In our case, we store it in the basement with little direct light. A few new leaves will come up, but they do not grow too long and the plants go into dormancy. You can bring them outdoors in the spring once the weather is warmer and start the cycle again. Hope this video was helpful. Please feel free to share suggestions and tips in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.